Night of Champions 2025 is finally here. With a stacked card including a WWE title showdown between CM Punk and John Cena, it's time to examine the last-minute rumors for the highly anticipated premium live event. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 11 last-minute shocking rumors that you need to know about WWE Night of Champions 2025. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Number 1. Is the show still happening? Due to the current conflict in the Middle East, many fans around the world are concerned for WWE safety during their trip to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Concerns were raised on Monday following reports of US jets scrambling over Saudi Arabia, as well as many countries advising any travel unless absolutely necessary. In response to the US airstrikes on multiple nuclear facilities in Iran retaliated by launching a missile attack on US military bases, and even though nobody was killed or injured, safety around these countries had heightened to a new level. As reported in the news today, Sportskeeda had exclusively reported that staff and talent in the company have shown that they are uncomfortable with the upcoming trip to Saudi Arabia for SmackDown and Night of Champions. But during those hours, US President Donald Trump issued a ceasefire. However, many are skeptical whether this ceasefire will stay in place. Now, following these concerns, the Qatari government also temporarily closed its airspace on Monday, citing safety concerns for both residents and visitors. The UAE and Saudi Arabia had also announced a complete suspension of all civilian flights through their airspace until further notice. This is when Brian Alvarez reported that WWE's production employees who flew in earlier for this Saturday's Night of Champions are now stuck at Qatar Airport. However, PW Insider also chimed in saying, "Here's the actual reality. WWE staffers have been in Saudi since the week of 9th June. Additional production staff have been arriving regularly since that time and setup has been underway for at least a week. That said, there are 5 WWE staffers currently stuck in Qatar at Doha Airport. PWInsider.com is told that they were waiting for the connecting flight to Saudi Arabia after landing in Qatar. WWE has not commented on the status of the event, but we're told of as of today, setup has continued as per scheduled, and it seems like the pay-per-view will continue. Now, for those wondering whether any bonuses are included for making this trip, well, Fightful Select reported that these events don't carry any special bonuses for working Saudi shows. These are all included in their standard contracts, and there's no financial incentives being offered for this particular trip, so it's not like they'd be missing out even if it was cancelled. It seems like the people who would miss out the most is WWE and TKO themselves, as the Saudi government is reportedly paying them $50 million for these two events. Fightful also reported that the government was still planning for Night of Champions to take place. Of course, the safety of wrestlers is paramount in this situation, and hopefully everything goes okay. Number 2. Queen Asuka. And many are labeling Asuka as the firm favourite to win the Queen of the Ring tournament. WWE have gone all in on Asuka's strong presentation since her return early this month, and fans have been heavily fantasy booking Asuka to challenge Io Sky at SummerSlam in a certified dream match. Asuka winning the annual tournament would be an easy way for WWE to book the match, and that specific match would be a strong contender to headline one of the respective nights of the 2-night SummerSlam broadcast. Number 3. Naomi to Kross Jade. Naomi vs Jade Cargill has been one of WWE's top rivalries since before WrestleMania, and with Cargill being in the finals of the Queen of the Ring, there is an opportunity for WWE to further the feud at Night of Champions. Asuka is the favourite to win the tournament on Saturday, but with how much faith WWE has in Cargill, it's likely that she's protected in the match. A Naomi interference spot could be the way to deliver this, and this will then open the door for WWE to deliver a final encounter between the two for Evolution in 2 weeks. A match between the two has been rumoured for Evolution for months now, and based on the short length of time between Night of Champions and Evolution, WWE don't have enough time to build new feuds and programs, so Naomi vs Cargill is a match that is all but confirmed for the highly anticipated show. Number 4. A double turn. Now at last, WWE are finally pushing Karrion Kross up the card. Kross will wrestle on a PLE for the first time in what feels like a lifetime on Saturday, as he will face Sami Zayn. In fact, the last time he had a singles match on a PLE was in Crown Jewel in 2022. Now, there's a ton of pressure on Kross in this match, as even though Kross has been receiving huge ovations from the crowd, mainly on main event, he still has his critics, and a lot of fans state that whilst Kross can be interesting as a character, he completely falls apart when the bell rings. Fans cite the Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles and Bobby Lashley feuds to back this up. Kross has to deliver the goods on Saturday, or WWE simply won't commit to anything long term when it comes to him. The match is said to have a fascinating dynamic, as it's unknown how Kross will be received in Saudi Arabia. Zayn will likely be extremely popular in Saudi, but it's possible that WWE firmly embrace Kross's popularity and deliver a double turn of sorts. The ongoing storyline on WWE TV is focused on Kross trying to get Zayn to embrace his darker side, and Kross could get what he wants in the match with Zayn going too far and basically going to a dark place out of frustration. Another possibility is that Zayn wins clean and then after the match, the two shake hands and form an alliance. The duo becoming a tag team would be a wild idea, but with WWE's tag division over on Raw in a horrendous shape, it may make a lot of sense to have the two universally over names team up to reignite some fire into a very struggling division. Whatever WWE have planned, this match is one of the more intriguing matches on the entire card for Night of Champions, and hopefully Kross, Zayn and WWE's creative team deliver something special. Number 5. A surprise return or debut. Due to Dominic Mysterio vs AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title being pulled from the show, they've been forced to amend the PLE match card. One of the matches that is now planned for the show is Rhea Ripley vs Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. Now, is this match on the card just to make sure that Ripley is present on another key WWE event, or was it booked just so that WWE had another match on the card in wake of Mysterio vs AJ being pulled? Whatever the case, WWE needs to use this match to set up a new exciting rivalry for Ripley heading into Evolution. Ripley is no doubt going to be the poster girl for the entire event, and as things stand, it's not clear who she will be facing at the show. Ripley is a name that deserves a significant match on the show, and her facing a returning name or even an NXT call-up could be the way to go. Perhaps the way to deliver this would be to have Ripley defeat Rodriguez in a street fight, and then as she's celebrating, WWE could introduce her opponent for the upcoming Evolution show. In relation to who that name could be, numerous legends are set to appear at Evolution, and even names such as Trish Stratus, Lita and Gail Kim have all been rumored. Any of these iconic names facing Ripley would be a huge deal and would act as a natural passing of the torch style moment. A legend returning to face the former Women's World Champion seems more likely than an NXT call-up. NXT's women's division has already been purged in recent months, and all of their top stars are currently needed to evaluate the brand. Whatever the case is, WWE must use Ripley's match at Night of Champions on Saturday to further her next storyline. Number 6. A huge debut. Fatu is set to defend his US title against Solo Sikoa on the show, and all signs point towards a new member of Sikoa's bloodline debuting. Hikuleo is expected to be main roster bound any day now, and has been heavily rumored that Hikuleo will be debuting as a member of the new bloodline. He's been having dark matches before SmackDown, and this has likely been done so that he can adjust to the main roster and get a feel for the crowd before his inevitable debut. Hikuleo costing Fatu the US title could be the way to go, and there's definitely a strong chance that Sikoa walks out of Night of Champions as US champion. Number 7. King Rhodes. Now, a lot of fans are calling out the Cody Rhodes vs Randy Orton match for being predictable. Orton has already faced John Cena in a final encounter, and it's unlikely that WWE go back on that set marketing tagline, and ultimately Rhodes is destined to retrieve the WWE title sooner rather than later. It's almost guaranteed that Rhodes becomes 2025 King of the Ring on Saturday, and whilst this is somewhat predictable, WWE giving their top names all the biggest accolades isn't anything new. At least Rhodes has had to face adversity on the road to reclaiming the WWE title, and nobody can say that Rhodes was simply awarded his number 1 contendership, unlike Goldberg. Number 8. The Viper returns. Randy Orton will feature in the finals of the King of the Ring, and Orton's sole motivation heading into this match is once again becoming world champion and facing John Cena at SummerSlam. Orton is firmly established in his babyface role, but what if losing the finals is the moment he finally snaps? Orton could lose to Cody Rhodes, someone who Orton considers to be his close personal friend, and this could be enough to send Orton over the edge, and it dawns on him that his happy-go-lucky attitude isn't getting him anywhere. The finals of the Men's King of the Ring ending with Orton annihilating Rhodes could open the door for a major angle, and naturally this would then act as match 1 in a heated rivalry between the two so-called friends. WWE turning Orton heel would be a very risky move, especially if he turns against the American Nightmare. WWE will want to avoid the possibility of Rhodes getting booed at all costs, and if Orton is back to his villainous ways, then the fans may choose to side with Orton based on his legendary status. WWE have had a difficult task making fans boo John Cena, and a similar thing could occur if they make Orton a heel. But with that being said, Orton is known to produce some of his finest work as a bad guy, and the risk may be just worth the reward. Number 9. The babyface turn approaches. Now, all signs point towards John Cena turning babyface in the summer. Cena has slowly evolved his heel persona so he can have a lot more fun, and his fan-friendly appearances at Fanatics Fest indicates that this is indeed on the horizon. CM Punk being the catalyst for Cena's return to normality would make all the sense in the world, and it's likely that there are a ton of teasers to Cena's turn in the Night of Champions main event. Punk and Cena will truly bring the best out of each other, and there's not a better opportunity to tease a face turn for Cena than in a match with Punk. Number 10, is it Punk's time? A CM Punk working his Saudi show is a huge deal. It appeared at one stage that Punk wasn't willing to work a show in Saudi, mainly due to his prior comments directed towards WWE star The Miz, but clearly Punk's stance has changed. It'll be interesting to see how the Saudi fans react to Punk, but hopefully the significance of them seeing Punk versus Cena for perhaps the final time won't be lost on them. It's unlikely that WWE decides to end Cena's reign before SummerSlam, but Punk walking out of Night of Champions would show that WWE takes the Saudi show seriously, and a WWE title change on the show isn't completely out of the question. And number 11, a Summer Shakeup. With John Cena vs CM Punk set to main event the show for the WWE title, a lot of fans are speculating that they could perhaps pull a swerve to close out the show. We know that the winner of the King of the Ring will challenge either the WWE or World Champion at SummerSlam, but in a massive twist, what if Cena or Punk isn't champion heading into the show? Instead, what if Seth Rollins successfully cashes in? Rollins has teased cashing in on Cena even as recently as the Fanatics Fest last weekend, so it's evidently something that WWE are considering. If WWE are insistent on carrying the feud between Punk and Rollins, WWE could even book Punk to win the title, only for his arch nemesis to bring him back down to reality by cashing in on him. This would without a doubt act as a significant shakeup for the summer months and could recapture some excitement when it comes to the main roster product. But there you have it, folks. 11 last-minute shocking rumors that you need to know about Night of Champions 2025. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.